So how was your day like, Vijay?
It was as usual day, sir. It was a pleasant day, pleasant weather here in Rajasthan, in my locality. And as you said, it was a uneventful,
It was pleasantly uneventful. Okay. So
pleasant
did you have like
day.
a Teachers Day celebration at your school yesterday?
Yeah, day before yesterday, we celebrated because due to the heavy rain, we thought might be we get holiday and day off.
Okay.
That is,
Yeah.
hmm.
That would have been invigorating if you receive a holiday
Yeah.
on Teachers Day. But
Hmm.
that would
Yeah.
be a blessing. So you enjoyed the celebration as well as you enjoyed the holiday, right? You got
Yes.
both best of both worlds, so to
Yes.
speak. Okay.
Yes, and
So
I sang a song and I recited a poem for my students. So
you
I
sing as
enjoyed.
well. I did not know that about you. You
No,
sing.
no, sir, but I just want to increase and gather, muster my confidence
Mhm.
to face the audience. And nowadays I am in on this journey to enhance my communication skills. So that is the reason I just want to grab this opportunity. And when we face audience physically, it's a virtual meeting, so it has a different impact, I think.
For
And
sure.
yes, and when we face a huge gathering in front of us,
Mhm.
so that is I think a different impact, so that is why.
Yeah, that is a very inducing scenario. You know, you see hundreds of eyeballs kind of fixated on you, and that evokes a very visceral kind of reaction or instinct inside of us. You know, our knees start becoming wobbly, our voice becomes rough. You know, and the tendency or the propensity to make mistakes kind of rises exponentially, which is performance anxiety. You know, stage fright, whatever you want.
Now, now, sir, it doesn't happen, shaking of the voice, shaking of the legs and hand, but it's a tough task to perform singing. Singing performance is tough task, and my voice is not that much soothing, but I want to give some motivation, and I wanted to give some motivation, and that is the reason I just gave a disclaimer. Take it easy if my voice is not soothing, but the words are very, motivational. Like,
No, I think your voice is very apropos for singing as well. I don't think it's just for, there are a lot of opera singers in the West who have a very, like female opera singers who have a very sonorous kind of voice, which
yeah.
has a high tone, which has kind of a masculine twang to it, and it's not frowned upon in those circles. I think
Mhm.
especially when it comes to uh, classical music, for example, the quality of your voice does not really matter. It's the proficiency that you have with the craft itself, that
Mhm.
matters. Shubha Mudgal is one singer that comes to mind in this context, because she does not have a quintessentially feminine voice. She has a very heavy kind of, again, a masculine voice, and
Mhm.
she has made a lot out of herself despite that impediment. So I don't think it really matters. There are a lot of examples out there who like would not be considered perfect for playback singing, but they are very accomplished singers in their own regard, right? They have carved out a niche for themselves in the industry. So I don't think it's a realistic impediment.
Yeah.
What is more important, or what is more arduous, I think, is just again, it's a resource intensive task to sing. I am a singer also. I might not have mentioned this. I used to win a lot of competitions in my heyday, and now I don't sing anymore. But yeah,
Mhm.
there was a time when I think the second round of Indian Idol I qualified. I think 10 years ago or something like that. So yeah, on the district level, I was a very accomplished singer. But I have first hand experience of what it feels like, to be on the
Mhm.
stage. And okay, yes, you do get used to it, but the butterflies in your stomach don't ever actually go away.
Mhm.
That maybe, yes, your voice would not shake, your knees would not wobble, but still there
Mhm.
is a little bit of uneasiness. You become
Yeah.
queasy, and it's
Mhm.
difficult to kind of put your best foot forward when you are under the scrutiny of hundreds of people, right, on the stage, on a pedestal.
That kind of the singer, that level of the I don't have that kind of the singing, sir. I just know my only motto was
So
that to
I'm
face
also
public.
untrained.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, obviously, because a lot of children are hesitant. They are very reluctant to
Mm.
kind of let to acquire the limelight, right? To come in the
Mm.
limelight, to come under scrutiny, and
Mm.
you have to set an example for those kinds of kids, right? If I can do it, then definitely you can do it as well, right? So I guess
Mm.
it is with that intent and purpose that
Mm.
you are giving a musical performance. Again, singing is something so ubiquitous, something so universal. Everybody sings. I think there is not one single person who's not dumb some person who cannot speak will obviously not be able to sing, but anybody with a voice definitely does sing. Singing and listening to music is something very universal, very instinctual, hardwired into us. So it just
At least
matters kind of.
we can hum, sir. At least we can hum. We can enjoy.
Yeah, it depends whether you are willing to kind of expose yourself in a scenario where people will judge you for it. So most people are not willing to expose themselves, right? I want you to pronounce a word for me, which you did, but I found it quite off base. So I want to kind of course correct it, right? So I've written a word in your chat window. How do you say this?
I would say encourage, sir.
This is correct. The last time that I heard you today itself, you said something like encourage. So there was no gap between the C and R, right? There is a sound there. Encourage,
Mm,
right? Encourage.
encourage.
So yeah,
Mm,
that was absent. So this time you pronounced it perfectly. So
mm.
let us divert our attention to the session topic at hand. Do you have any expressions or terms that you have picked up in the past few days that you would like to share with me?
Mm, I think, sir, you know very well. Capricious, sir. I
Okay.
found out capricious new word.
So
And
capricious, not capricious, but capricious, right? So
yes,
this
yes.
means volatile,
Volatile.
uh,
Mm,
subject to change,
mm.
something that vacillates very quickly, something that is very prone to alterations, right? That would be called a capricious thing, right? It can refer to someone's mentality, for example. I can't hear you at all, Vijay.
Could you repeat? What were you saying, sir?
I was saying what it means is that anything that is very prone to being altered, right? Something that
Mm,
can change at a moment's notice. So that particular thing, it can be like a person's attitude, for example, a person's behavior. You can call that the stock market or the economy. You can use words for this also for
mm.
the geopolitical kind of status quo. That also for a lot of things it can be used. So where did you find this word? In what context did you find it? Do you remember?
Uh, in class 11, in Hornbill book, there is a story, a summer in beautiful horse. So the
Summer
story is all about two cousins.
Hmm.
Yes, I think.
Yeah, I teach class 11th and 12th also, no, CBSE. So I'm very well versed
Yeah.
with
So
syllabus.
in that story,
I
it is the
remember the
quality of Murad.
yes.
Mm,
I think the line was the distribution of spirits in the Garoglarian tribe is capricious and vagrant, right?
vagrant, yes. Mm.
This was the sentence I remember. Okay, yeah. So it was written. So why do you think it was written how was the distribution of spirits capricious there? What do you think it meant?
So I think the Murad is the boy, we can say. He is always no crazy like, and he is the craziest person in his family. He's the next descendant to in their family. First one is Uncle Khosrow, and second he is no
Hmm.
craziest person. So in
The
that
crazy
manner.
thing in the
From
Garoglarian.
so, mm,
So what it meant was basically that this phenomena in the Garoglarian tribe, this crazy streak could skip a generation. It could get
mm,
transferred with indirect bloodlines as well, right? So this can
mm,
happen to anybody. This can happen
yes.
at any time, and this can happen to anybody. So, uh,
Mm,
for example, Uncle Khusro's son did not share the same proclivity, the same predisposition as him, and
mm.
Murad's father also, right?
That's Zorak, I think.
He was a Surab.
He
Yeah,
is
he
a
was a very
practical,
sensible,
pragmatic person.
yes, a very pragmatic individual, right? So that is why it was called capricious. It does not follow a rhythm. It does not follow a pattern. It can happen in a very
Mm,
haphazard manner, right? So I
mm,
think that. So how would you use? Whenever I learn a new word, I try to think of scenarios in my own life. Where would I be able to use this? Right. So that is a
mm,
great way of inculcating new vocabulary that you encounter into the active part of your brain, where it is easily retrievable and applicable into organic conversation. So this
mm.
is a great question to ask yourself in my typical day, in my regular interactions. What kind of thing would I call capricious? So have you asked yourself this question? What do you think?
Till note, sir. I will definitely no use, and I try to make a story. Uh, other no day before yesterday, I found out another word, the conjurer. So I made some story related to the conjurer and conjuring. So I
Conjuring.
also
Conjuring. Okay.
conjurer, conjurer,
Conjuring,
conjurer.
like invoking a spirit, right? A conjuring is basically a metaphysical or a supernatural kind of exercise where you call upon a
That
spirit.
in that chapter, the conjurer used as a magician, filmmaker. The name of chapter is the filmmaking, and filmmaker, the director and producer, consider himself conjurer. We are deceiving people.
Okay. Hmm.
We are
So
deceiving people. We
can
know
you
very
tell
well
me
what is
exactly what
the
kind
reality.
of can you tell me what exactly what kind of magical trick did he perform?
They are not doing magical tricks, sir. They just try to explain. We know very well what is the reality, but we make fool the people. We
Hmm.
can make people cry. We can make people laugh. We can make people scare. No,
Hmm.
so we are work as a conjurer.
Okay, yeah, I remember. Nowadays, conjuring is used most often in correlationship with, because it has two meanings. You are also correct, and I am also correct. It was used for illusionists, people who used to conjure
This is
illusions.
illusion. We
Right?
can say they are deceiving the public.
Yes, yes. So, but the other thing is, Atma ka avahan karna, for example,
Yes,
somebody
yes,
who has
yes.
died and passed away. That is also called conjuring a spirit.
Okay.
So that was that because there's a very popular movie called The Conjuring, which is a
Hmm.
horror movie, and it delves into similar themes. So
Hmm.
you can say that nowadays conjuring is used in that context more often.
Oh.
But I want to check the dictionary
Hmm.
definition of conjure. So yes, a conjuring trick, haath ki safai, and the second one is calling upon a spirit. Yes, both of them are here. The first one
Hmm.
is performance of tricks, which are seemingly magical but
Hmm.
involve sleight of hand. The second one is cause a
Hmm.
spirit or ghost to appear by means of a magic ritual. Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay, now, nice to know. Both of these meanings are correct. So yes, you can use it in either of these meanings, right?
Hmm.
Anything else? Anything else that you would like to share?
Uh, I found out new words, sir. Ravelry, ravelry.
Hmm.
I can use we had a ravelry Teachers' Day. Can we say?
I think revelry is not a countable noun, so you cannot add a to it. Revelry is definitely a noun, so
Mm.
but you can't add an article to it, right? So
We
we
have
had
ravelry.
some revelry
We
like
had
that. I
some
think.
ravelry.
Mm.
We had a
Jubilee.
ravelry Teachers' Day.
Sure. I would probably use it like that, like so. I would probably say that it was an atmosphere of revelry. There was an atmosphere of revelry, or revelry and jubilation were in the air. Something like that. I would
Mm.
say. I would not say I was having revelry. Okay. I don't think that would be a very appropriate sentence. So let us check this also. So, but you can use what is revelry is the noun, right? So, what is the verb of revelry?
We had we had ravelry Teachers' Day celebration. Teachers' Day. Can we say? I had a ravelry birthday party.
Sure. No, I don't think you can say we had a revelry birthday party. Again, revelry is not an adjective, so you cannot use it with in the context of a birthday party, because the birthday party will become the noun, revelry will become the
Mm.
adjective in that
Exactly.
sentence. Right?
Mm.
So I'll tell you some of the sentences that I see here. Why I was asking what is the verb is because the verb is very easy to use. The noun
Mm.
is more complicated to utilize, but the verb is easier to use. The verb is revel. So you can
Okay.
simply say we reveled in the Teachers' Day celebration. Okay, so that
Okay.
would be pretty easy because it is a verb. So you can simply say we rebelled, you know,
We
in
had.
the occasion, right? So here I can see some sentences. He took delight in dousing himself in good drink and revelry. I could hear the drunken revelry, sounds
Mm.
of revelry, convey
Mm.
her revelry. So they had revelry is not used. So I was kind of on the right track. I don't think you can make a sentence like that. Carnival
Okay.
revelry. You can say that the occasion was one of revelry, like that you can say. Right?
Mm.
There are particular nuances to how you can use this, but revel much more easy to use, right? We
Mm.
reveled in the different performances that were carried out during the Teachers' Day celebration. Something like that would be far simpler to utilize, right?
Mm.
So now let us move on to our session topic for the day. We have a little bit of time remaining, so I want to touch upon this. So today we have to discuss the power of failure, right? So
Mm.
you always come prepared with, you always peruse the subject matter before you arrive to the session very
Mm.
religiously, very methodically. So you always have a few things to say unprompted. So I'll give you kind of free reign to, articulate whatever ideas you have about this particular topic. So go ahead. The stage is yours. What do you want to say about it?
So first of all, sir, I would share my opinion. What is my reaction and how can I react to the failure?
Mhm.
So it is when I got failure and when I failed in my life, because I was an aspirant of the competitive examination, and many times I fell flat. But I had learned so many things through my mistakes, and starting preparation for the next. And it is the stepping stone. Failure would, and we can say, the turn out as a stepping stone for me. And I persevered almost 10 years to my studies.
For my
To,
studies, I
for,
persevered.
for,
I
for,
persevered for my
for
studies.
my
Okay,
studies. Yes, you're right.
please go ahead. Yeah.
And eventually, no, I succeeded, and I cracked the examination. I got the present job.
Mhm.
So in that manner, I never give up in my life.
I never
And
gave up.
I gave up. I never gave up. Once one of my relatives told me, you should put aside the books and you can't do anything. And but that particular day, I took because I was already in that time in a government job, so I took a WPL without pay leave and started preparation for the next examination. And
Mhm.
I put a lot of effort, full of the dedication. I cracked successfully the examination. So I am the person who never gave up, sir.
That's a veritable success story of determination, courage, and tenacity. So, yeah,
Many people criticize, mock me, made fun of me. It's a 10 year, and no, you just give up because you should pay attention their family. But I never gave up.
being a woman, I think you are subjected to a different class of issues altogether, right? Uh,
Yes.
it's not
Mm,
the society around you would not be as supportive as it would be
mm,
for the endeavors of a man, for example, if he were in your position, right?
mm.
So yeah, it's easier for a lot of people to say, there are naysayers out there. This word I think is mentioned in the session notes also, naysayer, right? People who say you
Definitely.
can't do it, right? So these are called
Mm,
naysayers. So there are a lot of naysayers, there are a lot of detractors, people who try to digress you from your
mm,
from
mm,
your aspiration, from the roadmap that you have envisioned for yourself. And
mm,
there will be a lot of people who will disparage you, who will demean you, who will kind of maybe even ridicule you for the amount of effort that you are putting
mm,
into it. It might not
mm,
seem uh, very judicious to them, if they
mm,
do a cost benefit analysis of how much time you have put into it, how much effort, and how much you have
mm,
gained out of it, right? But
mm,
only this is a very subjective thing. So especially when you are in pursuit of an ambition and you are wholeheartedly dedicated to it, but because of the vicissitudes of life, because of the travails that you encounter, because of the challenges that you have in your particular circumstance, it might not turn out to be in your favor in a
mm.
jiffy, almost overnight. You might have to go on an arc, right, of growth
Yes.
before you are able to accomplish what you envision for yourself. A lot of
Yes.
people might not have the patience for it also. You need to have
Mm,
resilience, you need to have, again,
mm,
ruthless tenacity, you need to have a dogged mentality for
mm,
pursuing these ambitions. But yes, it all comes to fruition once once you get there, then it all becomes worth it, I think. So
mm.
what was your biggest failure in life that you had a lot of difficulty kind of overcoming? What do you think was your biggest failure?
My biggest failure, sir, I got a government job, in early age. So that after that, I never liked that particular job, and that was related to the clerical staff. So I wanted